I've been thinking about it for a long time. How can I confirm if you're the son or not? That's why I've been keeping watch since I arrived at the village. I wanted to see how you would react. You dove straight into every incident and restored everyone back to normal. However, I wonder about this time. The culprit is the class rep. Guys, it's been confirmed. The class rep is the reason for the attacks on the village. It's all been confirmed, it's all been explained. Let's dive straight into it. It's been manga reads. Hey guys, it's Manga Reads, and let's get to my next Boruto episode 13 review. Let's get it cracking. Now, the first thing I want to point out is that Sumire's father's name is Shigaraki Tanuki. That's the name that we got, right? Tanuki, you know, like Chopper? Yeah. But then her last name isn't actually Tanuki or Shigaraki, no, it's Kake. She is Sumire Kake. I was wondering where was the inconsistency and what was the problem. I was thinking that there was a ruse somewhere, and there was, because given that we saw for what the next episode would be, we heard her specifically say that Kake Sumire, or Sumire Kake, depending on how you like to pronounce their names, was never real to begin with. So I'm thinking that she is operating under an alias in order to have hid her bonds with her father and her family and everything, and that's one of the reasons why it took Naruto and Shikamaru and all the other guys to figure out who she was and stuff like that. Now, I must say that this episode, it's been really good. I enjoyed it for the most part, but there are some things that's been occurring to me that seems a little bit cliche and I don't like very much, because she seems to be operating on the basis of vengeance. And I'm telling you, even in my last review, I was saying that, I can't be bothered with this. I don't want to keep going down the same road that we went down with Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. It's Boruto, let's get something different. And it's basically the same thing happening here, because someone with a grudge against the Leaf Village infiltrated, been working in the shadows, summoned some beasts to destroy it, and we have the protagonist here trying to save everyone and stuff like that. I'm not saying it wouldn't make for a good story plot, because what I've been seeing is that even though I'm used to this trend, I'm used to this plot, it still seems interesting. So that's something to look into. And it's also worth noting that the project with codename Gozu Tenno was to develop a new type of weapon. And that weapon is Nue. Now, Nue is a summoning beast, a beast that you summon, and it's more like a kamikaze mission. If you're not far away from it, given you're the caster, then when it self-destructs, you will die. But what happens is that it goes into enemy territory, it infiltrates and gathers chakra and explodes. It's something that I see would be very effective in warfare, because remember, you can't use ninjutsu against it, and if you're going to fight a beast like that, your first thought would be to use some form of ninjutsu. So it's very interesting the way that they've developed it, and I think Sumire's father was pretty wise in implanting the project into her. And as Shikamaru said, that's the reason why they couldn't find it, no matter where they search. So you see, it's pretty interesting what's been happening here. Not everything is very boring and cliche, I will admit, and I do like where the story is headed. It's also worth noting that when Mitsuki tells Boruto who is the culprit, he was in complete denial, he was in doubt about the class rep, and Mitsuki was sure more than anything else. And this is something that's been dawning on me. Ever since the first time we saw Mitsuki join the academy, that was back in episode 6 or somewhere around there, we did see him having a private conversation, and this happens in the previous episode, episode 12 as well. We did see him having a conversation with some private entity. And the way he had that conversation was that he was talking to a snake that was made visible to us, the viewers, at the time. So I'm thinking that Mitsuki is in connection with Orochimaru, right? He is still contacting Orochimaru, he's still talking to Orochimaru, because we know Orochimaru is Mitsuki's dad, given how that should be these days. And what's very important about this is that while Mitsuki was having this conversation, at the very first time, it seemed like they were interested in Sumire. So I'm thinking that Mitsuki's mission was to infiltrate the leaf and find Sumire that actually has the Gozu Tenu. And remember, the Gozu Tenu is just a name or the code name for the project of creating new way and stuff like that. Although there is something to be wondering about because they did say the beast was the gate to someone. So, well, they said Sumire was the gate for summoning new way, and I'm not certain that they're calling the beast that we saw that Sai and Kakashi was fighting new way. So I'm thinking that there's a bit more to it. There's a bit more mystery. I will delve deeper into it once this episode hype is over. But what I'm saying is that Mitsuki seems to be on some mission to the village, and I'm thinking this is a mission. Infiltrate the Leaf Village, find Sumire Kake, or whatever her name is, because I think she's operating under a pseudonym or a ruse or whatever. Find her and study her. See if she is in accordance with the Leaf Village or she's trying to destroy the Leaf Village. Now that we know that she is trying to destroy the Leaf Village, we realize that his mission had changed. And when Mitsuki's mission changed, we realized that he started acting differently. And this also was evident in the conversation that he had with Boruto before he jetted off. And his mission changed to destroy the caster of the jutsu, which is the class rep or the ninja. Now, Boruto had a very tough choice to make. He had to either choose the village with his mom and his sister and everybody else that he loves, or choose the class rep. Either way, someone should die. And Boruto says that he doesn't have to think twice about it. And I did see this come. Given what we've known of Naruto and the way Will of Fire and stuff like that, not abandoning your comrades, we knew he was going to say he's going to save both. But then Mitsuki says something very interesting. Mitsuki says that Boruto is always showing him another decision that he would make, another road. And he says that he wants to stick around to see Boruto go down those roads. He wants to stick around so Boruto can continue to show him these roads, but not this time because it's a mission, and it's a mission, so he doesn't have a choice. It's an order. So Mitsuki is very mature. He's more like the modern day soldier. Preferences aside, your personal preferences aside, the missions come first. You're just a soldier. You don't get to think. That's the idea that Mitsuki is operating under. And he restrains Boruto really nicely because when we were seeing those snakes sit down Mitsuki's arm, I never knew if Boruto was seeing them or not. But then the moment the clone appeared and restrained Boruto, I was like, so that's what he was doing. And I have to admit, Mitsuki has a lot of mystery about him. He seems very skilled as a ninja. He seems very talented, and I'm pretty much a fan right now. He's perhaps my favorite character because Sarada has been god awful so far. What the fuck is out here doing, running around doing nails and shit like that? Get to training, but that's another story. So what I'm thinking is that it's pretty funny. In fact, it was hilarious. I had a really good laugh from it when Boruto was restrained and he did the shadow clone jutsu and he said to his clone, you know what, never mind me, just do it. And without a second thought, his clone just whacked him. His clone whacked him straight in the forehead. You could see the blood spewing and it was like, nigga. But you see, I did enjoy that moment. Now, towards the end of the episode, we got some really good information, something very critical, because we saw Boruto's eye work on its own for the first time. It's always been activated, and that's all there was to it. It's activated and it's there, it's looking cool and whatnot. But this time, while Boruto was faced with a tough decision, we could hear his emotions spewing over. He was saying Yamero, Yamero. He was trying to stop them from going at each other, and that's Mitsuki and Sumire, because they were going to kill each other. Well, Mitsuki was going to kill Sumire. And when he intercepted both parties and stopped the attack, we saw his eye activated. And this is what's important here. After his eye activated, we know that Sumire was using newest chakra. That's the purple chakra, that's the ghost thingy. We know that Sumire was using that chakra, and given that Boruto's eye activated at the moment, when he touched both of them, and I'm thinking that it's critical because he touched Sumire, his eye activated and opened a portal. Now I'm thinking that there's a reaction between Boruto's eye and Nue's chakra. And when that happened, it did a transportation jutsu. Yes, the transportation jutsu, which is, that's pretty darn impressive, right? And it transported the beast, which is Nue. Sumire just straight up gave up her chakra to the beast, and a portal opened, and Boruto dove right into it to go after the class rep. I never saw Mitsuki get into that portal, But given what we've seen from the next episode, the preview and stuff like that, it's fair to say that Mr. got in after Boruto, or to finish his mission. I'm thinking it's more to finish his mission and to follow Boruto in that order, given what we've seen from the preview. But I won't judge the preview too much. It can be misleading depending on how they show it. Now, it's very important to note how Boruto's character is developing as a person. Remember, Boruto set out on a mission to be much like Sasuke. And this is funny because given the situation, Sasuke would have killed this Sumire straight up. He would not have chosen both parties. He would have killed Sumire. That's when Sasuke was much younger and was really filled with hatred. And for all you guys out there, I'm a die-hard Uchiha fan. I love the Uchiha, I love the Sharingan. I'm saying that Sumire is a poor man's Uchiha. She seems to be living her life in hate, and it's pretty much cliche right now, the old theme of hate and vengeance, but it's not an issue that's disappeared from society, and it's a very good theme. I think the author is including in his work. I think it's good that he's including the theme of vengeance in his work, but I think he needs to be a little bit more creative because we don't want the same thing that we've had from Naruto coming back to Boruto. But I think that this episode has been good. Pacing wise, it's a little bit slow given that we have a lot of things happening, so we never moved over a long span of time. But it was still critical. A lot of character development, and we still see the timid side of the classroom, the one that she used to fool everyone. We saw Mitsuki's ninja skills with tracking and his combat ability. We saw his physical strength when he was able to restrain Boruto with just a clone, even though the clone was beaten. I think it was a really good episode. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to next week. And I will be doing a theory on the whole new way and how it works and what's its goal. Because I think there's something else. I think there's something else to this puzzle that we have not yet seen or we have not yet touched on. And I think it's very important that we look into it before it actually comes out. I think there's something else to New Way that we haven't learned. So I'll be doing a theory on that sometime this week before the next episode is out. Thank you guys for watching. Let me hear your views in the comment sections down below. Like the video if you did and subscribe for more. Thank you guys.